how to add a line item to your bid that has been negotiated and you don't want to disclose any overhead and profit or other costs that have been added in. First, we'll preview a report. Notice at the bottom right of the screen we have $53,779. Our cost is $44,445, and we have overhead and profit and other costs that we're adding to get our total sale price. For the rest of this presentation, we're going to turn off the top toolbar and the left view bar with a Shift F7 so that we'll have a little bit more room in here to display the reports. Going to the Reports menu in Bid Reports, we're going to preview this report here. And at the bottom you'll notice we have the total of $53,748. We're going to add a line item in here that we've negotiated, and we want this to be displayed in here, and all the figures add up. There'll be a new total with this new amount in here. But every line item here includes any cost like overhead, profit, labor cost, sales tax, anything is already in here. So we're dealing with prices that the customer will see. I've typed in G&A expense or question mark because it can be any description you want. It can be for anything, whether it be appliances or plans and permits or something that you've negotiated a value in. Next, we're going to put a 1 in the quantity column, and we're going to call it LS for lump sum. We're going to go to the other column and put in a figure, let's just say $2,000. Next, we're going to assign that $2,000 to what we call the A class cost type. To see how this works, it's a little easier to deal with the actual form. So we can go to the bid menu since we've turned off the menus and go to bid item form and bring that up. The first thing we're going to do is put in a special cost type. You can click in here, and I know that it's cost type A, but if you didn't know, you can go to the list and pull it back. It is this one right here, and we're going to use the F8 key to pull that back. Now what that does is that it allows you to use a value but not have overhead and profit assigned to it. You'll notice we have a raw cost of $2,000. And we have an extended price of $2,000. To further demonstrate the difference, we're going to go to the item just prior to this one on the list by using the page up key. And you'll notice that we have 250 lineal feet at $18 a lineal foot. Extended is $4,725. But here we have $992.25 added to that figure, which came from overhead and profit. So if we page back down, you'll see that that has not been added to this figure. Now we'll go back to the report and view it again. Going to the reports and bid reports, we're going to open that same report that we saw prior. Also notice that down in the bottom right, that $2,000 has been added to the bid. We're going to preview this report, and you'll see the line item here. If I can scoot it around where you can see it, and it shows $2,000, which is the exact amount we negotiated with our client, and the totals will all come out correctly. It was $53,000 and change there prior to this. We'll close the report now. There are many uses for it. Let's just take the 2,000 out of there. And you can see our total is back to the 53,779. This time, let's say we want to add a certain percent, 10% for G&A, and that is going to show on our report for adding, that is 10% to the 53,779. And to do that, We're going to open the calculator up here. And put in the 53779. We're going to make that 10%, so we're going to times it times 0.1 for 10%. And we're going to say use that value. And so now we've got a value of $5,377.90, which is 10% of the total. And so in this way, you can take a total, add a percent to it on a single line item that maybe is agreed upon as far as percent. Then you can type over here G&A expenses, and you can put 10% in here just to communicate that fact. And you'll see if we go to the report, and the same report that we were doing before, and preview this report, then we have our 10% of the total job, which was 53,000, but we're adding this 10% G&A to the total of the job as a line item. Sometimes the key to making this work is the proper cost type that you assign to the other column. Back on the bid item form, you'll notice we have a cost type in the other column, and the other column is the primary column you'll use for this. In fact, it's the only column that you can use for this type of functionality as far as adding line items without any global markups.